Alright guys, I think this video has been long overdue because, I've never really considered doing a video on these guys just because of how long I've had them. And I have done videos on them in my past channels, but unfortunately I lost them because the YouTube account I had was hacked. And therefore I had to change it and everything, and I just lost the whole number. And do pardon the mess, it's kind of a disaster area, and this is just temporary right now because you can see if you move that's a little unstable, but for the most part it's doing what I need it to do right now until I get a similar setup like I have my ball python venom in. But for now this is going to have to work, which it has. They don't seem bothered by it. But anyway, these are my leopard geckos, Toothless and Nightshade. Toothless is a male leucistic albino, whereas the female, she is a max snow, het for albino, het raptor, and het something else. I have to look it up. I've got her file. I did purchase these guys from Petco. As you can see, there's their sphagnum moss and everything. Gives them a place to go. They've got plenty of hides up under here. As you can see, when I took my hand up in there, it goes in there quite a ways. So if they so desire, they can go in there. Oh, there's Toothless. How you doing, buddy? Rare sight I ever see you come out. Yeah, that's the male right there. I don't know if he's gonna... Well, he may. Come on, bud. Come on. You gonna come out? Come on. He may come out, he may not. Well, he may. Come on. If I can get him to come out of here. There we go. And you can see I've had these guys for quite a few years. I think if I remember right, I've had these guys for about 7 years. I bought these two as a pair. But yeah, he's a leucistic albino. You can see pure yellow with a white tail. And then you see, originally when I bought him, I wasn't really going for a color morph, but it just sort of happened. And his color as a baby, I mean, was just amazing. I mean, like, it just stood out from the crowd. Now, as for Nightshade, and I doubt she's gonna come out, but she likes to stay hidden a lot. She doesn't really like to come out all that often. She will come out when it's feeding time. But as you can see, like right there, like I said, they've got the option if they want to go up in under here or under here. This goes way back here. And this is like a 40-gallon breeder, I think. Just a standard setup with the heat lamp, night bulb, typical hides, the hot spots over here. They've got their water dish over here, sphagnum moss and their bark and everything. Humidity gauge, temperature gauge. And I've got them on a timer setup from ZoomEd. Same thing as what I've got over here on my ball pythons enclosure. You can see it right, yep, there it is. But all in all, it works out very well. You can set the timer to the time of day you want it to be. And as soon as it gets to a certain time of the day, when it starts getting dark, my timer will shut off and then it'll switch to night. And it's actually a very effective setup. I've had no issues with it for either my ball python or my geckos. And just the base, this is just a base setup. I'm kind of dull, but it works. But I've found with my geckos in the 7 years that I've owned them, that they really prefer to stay hidden all day. They don't like to come out like my python does. Even though my python is nocturnal, he does come out quite often at times, and he kind of breaks that rule. But I don't know if you guys can see in there, but they're both in there. You can see his tail sticking out right there. And I want to point out that, and everybody hates on leopard geckos for the simple fact that they drop their tails and they spook so easy. That is not necessarily true. As with my female, I have found she does not like to be handled all that much. She never has, even since I've had her as a baby, because I've had these two both as babies. But she'll spook every once in a while at random. I don't know why. But she will, like, she'll get a little spazzy and try to get away from me, but I have never had either one of these two drop their tails on me, ever. So, I mean, granted, yes, I'm sure there are some geckos out there that are a lot more spastic than others, but as far as these two go, I've had a really great experience with them. I've never had any health issues or anything raising these two together. I'm hoping down the road to pick up 2 more adult females and start a leopard gecko colony and breeding them. So that's something we're planning on in the near future. But anyway, I just figured I'd give you guys a little video of this and show you my leopard geckos, as I'm sure that a lot of people would like to see them again, because I'm going to be perfectly honest here, of all the years I've owned them, I haven't really paid that much attention to them as far as video wise. I mean, as given care, I mean, they're just, to me, my standard everyday animals, and I just make sure that they've got what they need, make sure they're fed, handle them every once in a while, and try to keep them as tame as possible. But, yep, that's just my basic setup. So, peace out.